Put it on yourself now, player to player, to lead these guys after a loss?
Something that's really big for me, and everybody kind of made their mistakes at the game, and you kind of see that on film, but it's we got to learn from what we made our mistakes on, and kind of move forward and get ready for Arkansas.
Hey, Kellen, what was the big difference you think in that fourth quarter? I mean, you guys go from 3 points all game to 17 in one quarter. So what was the big difference?
Maybe tempo that we were playing with, and pushing the ball downfield. But I mean, just having more of an energy, and it's kind of weird. When you're at the beginning of the game, you really don't have to score, but then at the end of the game, when the pressure's on you, you kind of have to go down and score. So just playing with that mindset the whole game is kind of big for us.
Is that something you've talked about, to start the game that way and maybe with a sense of urgency?
Yeah, and that's something that we kind of talk about, and it's kind of been something that not only this year but kind of last year, get off to those fast starts. So you try to talk as much about it, but you have to put it out on the field.
A little added incentive to get the offensive going against Nick this week.
We play against him, but not really our focus. Shouldn't really worry about that.
Kellen, how would you say the guys feel right now? What's the mood right now?
I don't think we're down at all. We're in the same spot last year, 2-2. Always, good to have some type of motivation, but, it's our job, as team leaders and, guys on the team to kind of get it going. And it's not going to get it going, what we say to the media, we have to go put it out on the field, and, it starts in practice today.
How big is this game, knowing that you are 2-2 to start, to kind of, get back on the right track?
It's just as big as every game. If you see how big a game is if you lose it. So no matter what, you got to pretty much go out there, and like I said, it starts in practice, so we got to have a great week of practice, and we should feel good about Arkansas.
What's going on in the red zone? I mean, you guys are putting up the yards, Kellen. We need to see more points, right? How do you get better down there in the red area?
It's just gonna, whether it's scheme or us making plays in the red zone, something's got to get fixed. So we'll look more into it, and hopefully we can fix it this week.
Kellen, you just mentioned that you guys were at the spot last year, 2-2. So what was the difference down the stretch that got you guys to keep getting better as the season gone on, and what has to happen for that to happen this time?
I feel like last year, we were getting used to the new culture, and didn't really know what to expect. So possibly the same this year. We got a lot of new faces who are playing a lot of reps, and so we kind of just keeping that same mentality, and understanding that every game is a big game, and we got to approach everyone the same. So just kind of taking it one game at a time.
Are there still guys figuring it out, you think? So it's the younger guys in particular?
I do think so. Yeah, definitely.
At what point earlier this year did you hear that Nick was transferring, and kind of how did he let you know, and what were your thoughts when you kind of first heard that?
I think I heard from social media. I feel like it was kind of floating around in the locker room, and but then I think I finally found out from social media, but didn't really have a reaction. Always wish him the best of luck. We're in the same locker room for 2 years, and he's been a great person to me. So.
Have you seen him since he left, or made any contact with him?
I saw him in LA at a camp that we went out to. So we chopped it up there, but nothing too crazy.
How to get the running game going? Even if it involves you.
It kind of just depends. Obviously, Auburn had a good defensive line, and pretty good front seven. So, just being able to change it up, and might have to be involved in the run game a little bit more. I don't know. I don't think I had rushed that much. I had a couple of runs, but just being able to be a little bit more versatile, and but we should. Hopefully, we can find a way to. Get some rushing yards this week.
How do you find that balance between getting yourself going but also not forcing it?
At times that can be hard. So that's just kind of something that me and Coach Fisher have to figure out, what's that balance, and, pushing the ball downfield and also getting you in a rhythm. So that's something that kind of goes into the game plan, and, you kind of develop each other's trust and, what we're going to run that week.
You spoke about the rhythm that you guys got in that fourth quarter, but moving a little quicker. Is it hard to move fast in this offense with everything that you've got going on?
I don't think so. For guys who have been in the offense for a while, we kind of know what to expect, and when we're moving like that, we kind of have an idea of what he wants to run, or just being in this offense for so long. So I don't think it's hard to move that fast.
Do you hope you guys go faster a little earlier this week?
Whatever it takes, and whatever coach calls. And sometimes it's kind of hard to go fast, when you have checks, to check plays. So you obviously got to wait for the defense to see if you can check. So at times, you feel like you should move faster, but in that essence, it's kind of hard.
You feel like Anaya Smith is mentally ready to be on the field more?
I think so, and I feel like he was ready kind of during fall camp. We saw the type of playmaking he had, and for somebody who's that young to kind of come in and work as hard as he was, it was kind of surprising. And Jamon, and somebody who's they've known Jamon and Hez from Houston, so just it's kind of like a little brother to them. So he's definitely made some big time plays. So I definitely think he'll be on the field a little bit more each and every week.
Kellen, when the offense is struggling, and people always look at the quarterback right or wrong, I wonder, do you feel more pressure? Is it hard to deal with that? And how do you keep that from affecting you in ways beyond football? Because you're still a student here, too, and you got to take care of the other things, too.
Yeah, I kind of stay off social media, and, that's kind of something that we started in fall camp, and some people progress on till now. But you can't really focus on outside noise, and just got to, especially when I'm on the field, just focus on my fundamentals and just go out and be the player that I know I can be. And pretty much same thing for everybody else on the offense and, the whole team.
When the offense is bogging down, is it that no one's open? Is it that you don't have time? Is it somebody misses an assignment? Or is it just at times all that, Kellen?
At times it could be a combination of everything, and it's not always everybody else. Sometimes I missed a open throw that could have been a touchdown this week. So it's everybody kind of takes their turns, and so it's not just everybody else. Everybody needs to get better, and we're at a good place. We know we can't be satisfied, and we can't get complacent.
Was that wheel route, early wheel route?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened on that?
Just overthrew it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to keep guys from getting discouraged, or you feel like overall you guys are still overall positive?
I think we're still overall positive, and we have a lot of games to go. It's only 4 games. We're not in a bad spot. Playing in this league, there's always going to be good teams. So we know we're a good team, and we know we can play with anybody. Just got to fine tune some stuff, but I think we'll be fine.
And you played well against Arkansas. I remember your freshman year. You had that great run, 79 yards. Was just that a zone read, or do you remember that?
It was some type of zone read. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about playing at the neutral site up in Arlington? Do you like it, or do you prefer doing a home and home?
I like it, changing it up and going to Dallas. Obviously that's a really nice stadium to play in. So I don't think anybody minds going to play in that stadium.
Why do you think the games against Arkansas have been so tight and competitive, even though they've often come into the game looking like they're struggling?
I've always felt like both teams have always been kind of evenly matched, and both teams have good players on both sides of the ball. So I don't think that's ever going to change. And especially playing in the SEC, a lot of games pretty much most games are going to be competitive. So. We look for another competitive game this week.
Are you surprised at all that Nick has worked his way into the starting role? Were you expecting to face him at this point, even after Ben was named the starter to start out the season?
Nah, I kind of had a feeling Nick would, get in by game 3 or 4. Just kind of, I knew he's a talented player, obviously, and the other quarterback, he was there during the spring when Nick wasn't. So, I felt like he had respected the team and just kind of. That's something Nick had to just kind of work his way up. But, I think Nick is doing a good job as starter.
Do you have to go 4 wides to get Anaya on the field, or in your normal set, is there a role for him?
Yeah, in our normal sets, there's definitely a role for him. And, especially when we go 3 receivers, he can be, the receiver in the slot, or even with 2 receivers, he could still be in the slot or, in the boundary. So just being able to kind of mix him up in the offense, I think, will be kind of big for us this week.